Whether you like it or not, President Museveni has been declared the winner. What are you going to do? Are you going to hang yourself on the next tree?
So we should face reality.
Yeah, we should face reality that we need a national dialogue. The religious leaders should come in. Pastor Kayanja, Pastor Kaseke, whatever, whichever pastor, the bishop, archbishop. You should reach out to the president. This country needs to heal. But the country is bleeding.
Let me ask you, there are so many people who do not feel at ease. Robert Chagulanyi's family does not feel at ease. There are so many people, families whose relatives are still languishing in jail, and there is so much pain that this election has caused. We're talking about more than 1,000 people arrested, especially those that belong to the opposition. When you talk about healing, it seems like you're mocking them.
You see, opening the gates of Luzira prison would be the first step of healing. They should open the gates of Kitalia prison, Nalufenya, and these young boys walk home. These young boys walk home. That is the first step of healing. I don't want to go into the details of what they did, because you can put my hands here for chopping. If Besigye goes through a trial, he's going to be convicted. And what problem would you solve? This old man who was President Museveni's doctor in the bush will die in prison. So we should open the gates. We should storm the Bastille. I think anyone should be naive for having thought Bobi Wine could win the last election. The ground was not level. Actually, it was not an election. It was a selection. I stated in this very show that President Museveni would get a clear win. It was not comforting for some people, but it has happened. But still, from a political science perspective, we have to ask ourselves, why do we have low voter turnout? If we check the statistics, the first election in Uganda, the independence election of 1962, the voter turnout was at 71%. And then the 1980 elections, the voter turnout was at 85%. In 1996 elections, where President Museveni stood against Paul Kawanga Semugere, I voted. I reached the election, though I was 17 then, but I struggled to vote for Semugere. The voter turnout was 72.9. In 2001...
You just admitted that you voted even when you're not of age.
Yes, because I was just told my age. I was not there when I was not able to know when I was born. The pay of members of parliament is too attractive. So we may have to reduce the salaries. And this is where President Museveni needs to stand firm and help the country. We need to reduce...
Okay, so you're saying because parliament cannot help itself.
Yeah, parliament determines their own salary. You cannot ask a monkey whether the trees should be cut. You get it?
Yeah.
So we need a salaries and remunerations board appointed by President Museveni, and then we have a board that will go and determine how much salaries the MP should get, because it is now a business. We are now having more transactional politicians. You are losing career politicians like me. You are losing career politicians like Asuman, Segona, Mwanga Kivumbi, Semuju Ibrahim. We are career politicians. We shall live like this forever, whether we get pay or not. But there are people who sell their houses for 200 million and come here hoping to get 1.5 billion. So we have transactional politicians emerging at the scene of parliament. This debate has to start. President Museveni should help us, and we come with the salaries and remunerations board. I would be glad to be the chair of that board. And you would definitely know how much the MP would have.
And Barata would be secretary.
Yeah, this would be a very good secretary. My plea is for pardon. My plea is for forgiveness. I really want President Museveni, being an elder, being a citizen who has been here for a while, being a senior statesman, to forgive unconditionally, even when they don't say sorry, to get Besigye out of Luzira prison. I know Besigye is quite a character. Even if he gets out of prison, he will start from where he ended. But peace is better, freedom is better than peace. The lions in the zoo are fed on schedule. They are given good food. People are even paid salaries and given ranks to feed them. But they are still touching the fence, trying to get out, looking for freedom. So President Museveni should unconditionally open the gates of Luzira. Dr. Kiza Besigye goes back home. Open the gates of Kitalia prison. Mwanga Kivumbi, who is naive, he cannot even kill a fly, should walk back home. The government of Uganda should even look for Bobi Wine in good faith. I don't want anyone to harm him. The Al-Shabaabs are also looking for him. You may find him dead at the shores of Lake Victoria and this city burns. They should look for him. And clemency, we should even start talking of a government of national unity. What is wrong with Bobi Wine being the third deputy prime minister? We cannot continue with this tension forever. So since the opposition is being dwindled and the Speaker of Parliament vowed never he will finish opposition, so now opposition is at its weakest, we may have to go for a referendum and have a referendum that we go back to the movement system, so that all of us are in the movement system. There is a comment that would not amuse Asuman Basaliro, but my political analysis is that you and Abdul Katuntu, your political career was kind of wound up by the Speaker of Parliament. Because they pulled you so close until the constituency could not see whether you're opposition or whether you're NRM, and then they hit you with a big hammer. When I was out of Parliament, an MP called me that Honorable Otto, help me to go to Park Committee. I hear there is money there.
Is there
money?
Not? Is there not?
No, they claim illicit money, bribes. So they come with a mindset that I have spent 1 billion, I need to go to Parliament and make 10 billion and recover my losses. So the mentality of people coming to Parliament is what is worrying me and should worry the opposition.
No, what I'm asking is there not?
I don't know, I've never been a member of Park Committee, but there are a lot of shoddy deals. You can see some people's wealth is beyond their salaries. Some people have 10 cars, each car is 600 million, and the salary for an MP for 5 years is under 3 billion. That is why I'm saying the Auditor General shouldn't have been an officer of Parliament, because there are some kind of wealth you cannot explain. People are building mansions with helipads, not only 1, 3 or 4, something 200% more than your income. So I don't expect much from this Parliament, but be it as may, it is still our Parliament. Uganda should remember we came for multipartism after a referendum. We should also know that all political parties are being funded from the taxpayers' money. For example, NRM gets money. I think they get about 5 billion every quarter. NUP, National Unity Platform, gets money, about 1.6 billion every quarter. So Ugandans should know that it is the taxpayers' money which is being given to political parties with representation in the House. So it is not like us versus them. It's not a war. Because we agree that multipartism should come